We have evidence that in many situations, the first impulse that people have is actually a generous impulse. So in many situations, Oscar Wilde, I think, wrote about that 150 years ago, but he wrote, watch it, beware your first impulse, because it's the good one, it's the generous one. So it is not obvious, children, generosity is built in part in system one. So it's not only that we're not only selfish, we're also naturally generous. Kahneman was, well, in the first place, he enjoyed what he was doing. It is not that's well established. But it's also true that he was in a context where a lot of people were doing similar things. And what is very frightening is that you can create a situation in which people can be treated like animals, and they are no longer humans, and you don't feel what you would normally feel, and it is possible to make reasonable people act in that way. That's the important lesson, I think, is that Kahneman is not all that different from the rest of us. When we see success or we see failure, we assume that it was somebody who succeeded or failed because of something they did or didn't do. Whereas, it could be that they succeed or fail because of something that somebody else did or didn't do. So it wasn't under their control. And that's what I mean by luck. If you believe that luck is the only thing, and if you believe that everything is willed and that what we do doesn't matter and so on, then that's not a recipe for a very successful society. Although, even with that, there are exceptions. I'm just arguing in favor of some kind of balance, not denying that if you try hard, it's lucky. You're likely to do well, and if you don't try hard, you're likely to suffer for it. I'm just saying that when we look at ourselves and when we look at other people, we tend to assume much more control than in fact we have.